So then it was time for the wedding.
Oh, without a hitch.
We were a little late in getting started, but not.
Well, we were late
I feel
getting
like
there.
that's every wedding.
Shane
Well,
is
no,
always a prima
we
donna.
weren't late getting there. The women were late.
I'm always the
Wedding
first
to the
one.
women are
Better
late.
that way.
Well,
You were late.
How were they?
You were late.
Oh, she came back into the room.
But you were
Well,
late.
like, don't you lie
We got
about
there
me.
at 5:45.
Darius, you may want to close that door.
Like rethink everything.
Before you
Say
wake up
it
and
now.
Mrs. Martin.
Don't you lie about her.
You were late, Mrs. Martin. You were late.
Listen, I had things to get together.
Yeah, she had to look good for you.
Late.
You said that she was there since 8.
She had been getting ready since 8:30 a.m. She's okay.
We need time.
But they got. I mean, they had the
The most
time, and they got the
important
pictures to
day,
prove
so.
it. We got like,
Yeah, they got all the pictures.
yeah.
See, but
We were
that's your
rushing
fault.
through it.
Because if you get the right paparazzi,
No.
They're
So
gonna
what
see
You
happened
always
pictures
was
need that
all
one
sides.
friend.
Let's-
Yeah, you
let's
need that
lift the
one
curtain.
friend that does it.
we had paid. We were supposed to have 2 photographers and a videographer for the entire duration of the time. We hired the photographer for. The second photographer showed up late, and that's why we only got.
Oh,
what time
he
he
did?
showed up to our room? Yeah, when he came to our room is when he showed up. That was like 4. He was supposed to
What
be
the
there at 3.
fuck? I would
Everybody
dock him
was
some
late.
money
I was gonna say, I hope you paying him
after
by
I
the
get the
hour.
pictures.
Right. So,
That's some
Discount
bullshit.
for like
That's
a
some
special-
bullshit.
right.
So then we left. So we had to be there a little bit early because we were doing the Zoom. And so I was setting that up. So I'm like, fuck, I want to get in there. I want to set it up. I want to test it. That was the only hiccup for the day for me. Because then the ceremony starts and whatnot. Like, we get it all together. I think it went up pretty well. Like,
Yeah.
we're able to avoid Darius seeing Janine beforehand. There was like 1 or 2 sticky moments because the venue's not actually that big, and she was like kind of right upstairs where we had to gather. But went off great. And then so the ceremony's going on. Ceremony's good. And then like for some reason, because I had to plug my computer in because my computer will just die unless it's plugged in after like 10 minutes. For whatever reason, at some point, whoever was like overseeing the ceremony for the venue just decided to cut the electricity to the floor part of the room. And it's just towards the end, right before the actual pronouncement of husband and wife. So, and this is not one of my tall tales. So I'm checking on it like every 5 seconds, like every minute I'm checking on it just see, because I can see my monitor kind of thing to the side, making sure it's good. I even adjusted the camera at one point, the same camera I'm using right now. And then all of a sudden I notice my screen's black. And I'm like, fuck. And it's still plugged in. And the only reason I figured out was the electricity was because Janine's sister, it was her sister who did this thing, right?
Yeah, that was her sister.
Beautiful voice. Did a duet and then a solo. As the end of the ceremony is happening, music was supposed to play, but whoever was supposed to cue that music from like a Bluetooth didn't do it on time. So the keyboardist who had done part of the duet tried to start playing, but you just, when you hear like a keyboard that's not plugged in, it's just like, and he just goes like this. I don't know if Darius saw it. So I'm like,
I didn't see that at all.
I'm
I
like,
didn't
the
know that.
electricity is cut. I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, motherfuckers. But then they turned it back on. He was able to play, and I'm like, well, that's too late for the feed. So I'm freaking out that because there was a good several hundred people watching the Zoom.
Yeah, there was definitely.
It was like the whole rest of their
150 plus.
church. Yeah, and I'm like, oh god, I failed Darius. Oh my god, my computer sucks.
That's not your fault.
But thankfully, a gentleman by the name of Duracell. Don't ask. He's a, he like
Duracell, yep. Like the
Duracell.
battery.
Duracell. His arch enemy is Energizer, but we're not going to get into what happened when Energizer showed up. But so then he was able, because he had an iPad to let people in. He saw that the feed was cut from my camera. He took over the feed and he held it up, so no one really missed anything. Thank God. Like I was very happy about that. Because I'm walking out, I see him with the iPad. I'm like, because for like 5 minutes, I'm like smiling, and I'm like inside, I'm dead. Because I didn't want to let anybody down.
Oh,
so
that'd be pure torture.
Yeah, I was glad though.
I
But
hate that feeling.
thank God for Duracell. And then
He sounds like a dependable kind of guy. You get like
Can
4
just-
years.
He actually, he
4 years
actually
out
is.
of him or
He
something.
actually is, but 4 years. Oh my god.
He is dependable for some of the snazziest fucking clothes you will ever see this side of the Mississippi. Because this gentleman, I met him the night before, and he was like dressed down. When he came to the wedding, he came to the wedding, and it was like it was a blue his suit, right?
It was blue.
But it was
blue
like
and-
snazzy blue.
Oh man. I'm
Did
gonna
he
have to
stand
look for a
out more
picture.
than you, Darius?
He stood out more than
Probably.
Janine.
That's no. That's a big.
Did I
Okay,
tell
that
you,
level's okay
Did I
then.
tell you that
Yeah.
he was a deacon in my church? Did I tell you he was one of the deacons in my church?
But he's awesome though. So he was very dependable,
Really,
and then
he's really good.
And then we took very, very quick pictures in the heat outside, and then we were there for, and then
The party got
dinner,
started.
the party, and so like
The
of course like
reception.
what's funny is that they're like lining us up in whatever order. It's like they're like going through our names and whatnot. And so you're thinking, of course, it's going to be like they introduce, the mother of the bride, the father of the groomsmen, made up names, Michael and Helena. And then it's like, and I'm thinking like, okay, they're definitely gonna butcher my name, but then somehow, the first person entered, and then they just had us all enter all at the same time. It was like just one after the other. So I was kind of relieved about that, which I think was kind of good because it got the energy up for everybody, and everyone was like really like having fun and cheering. And then they came in, and Darius lied to all the groomsmen. He said, "Oh, I can't dance. Really, I can't dance." This motherfucker can dance. He was, when people like get dirty like on the floor and like that. He's like doing like the dirt, like
the Soul Train.
this guy can dance, and I was like, "Fuck you." And
I mean, this is all recorded.
He had to. It was for the
No,
surprise.
it is.
So
Hold
where
on.
are the recordings?
yeah, the speeches were beautiful. The podcast got a shout out during the one of because there were two best men, his two brothers, and so one of his brothers was talking about like just how dependable of a human being Darius is, and he's like he says he's gonna do something, he's gonna be there, he's gonna show up, whether it be this thing with that person, this thing with that person, doing the podcast with Shane every Tuesday, and I was like, oh, we got a shout out, yay! So that was cool.
A bunch of people Duracell came up to me after that and was like, he was like, send me the link to this podcast.
You were like,
I was
no.
No, I was like, no, it's cool, because he'll watch it and be fine. Like everybody else at the church.
Well, I mean, you don't say anything like bad. What's that?
Oh
does.
yes, the man
It
card.
does.
Tater,
What
took
is
it
the
to
man
next
card?
level.
I gave this to all
Like
the
that it has a
groomsmen.
little bow tie.
All the groomsmen got this. There were 10 codes that they had to follow, and I will read these 10 codes.
Please do.
Okay.
Code 1, the bromance. Don't take this the wrong way, but just because I'm tying the knot doesn't mean we can't still hang out. It just means, well, actually, yeah. Code 2, please don't. Have a good time no matter what. Please just keep your clothes on. Code 3, crack a smile. There will be lights, cameras, and no do-overs. You should be happy someone actually wants to take your picture, excuse me. Please smile.
You're ruining the delivery here.
I can't read. Code 4.
You're an actor, god damn it!
Wait.
I thought my
Darius.
Wi-Fi was off,
What?
though. It's been glitchy.
Why don't
right,
you
or
take
no?
a picture of it and let
Nope.
us read it?
This is a podcast. It's got to be audio.
Code 4, just don't. If I, the groom, shed a tear at any time during the day, don't make eye contact with me while I am crying.
I didn't talk about that.
And I was like, no,
I
will tell it.
Okay.
No, I'll tell it. I'll tell it. Did I tell you guys that there was a bet
No.
at the wedding? I didn't tell you guys about the bet. I'm pretty sure I did.
I
Me
almost
and
feel
my
like you
wife
did.
I don't think you
had
did
a
here.
bet. Me and my wife had a bet
Okay.
on who would cry first in the ceremony.
It was Shane.
Lost?
Huh? Who lost?
Tell me it was
Lost.
Shane.
Who loses? Who loses? Shane did cry.
Oh, wait, yeah. It was a bet between you and
Shane,
her.
Shane lost.
Surprisingly,
the bet.
I usually cry at weddings. I didn't cry at this one.
You're
It's
probably
'cause
too
you don't
stressed about your
love me.
camera.
Anyway,
Yeah, I was gonna say he was too busy freaking out about the feed.
Yeah, you were focused elsewhere.
No, because I cried when I officiated our friend's wedding. So it's like,
So maybe you guess you just don't love Darius.
He just
that
doesn't
much.
love me. That's all it means. But anywho,
Well, they racially profiled me, so I was angry about that.
yes, we were
This
racist.
story is.
It's
so
actually
to
Janine's
I don't
fault.
understand.
It's Janine's fault.
We each had one white person in the grooms in our bridal party. I had
And
one-
guess who I got
woman.
paired with? And what's funny is that no one really realized that we were walking in, but as we're walking out, all these people start giggling like, oh, they put the whites together.
Oh, we said you didn't hear me. I said it to my mother at the rehearsal. I was like, "Look what we did."
Well, you said she said to Gene like racist.
But
Barbie
But-
and Ken.
so we're getting ready to walk into the ceremony, and so me and my brother, me and one of the best men, we're about to walk in, and I like look up at the front of the hall. I look at him, and I'm like, I'm gonna lose this bet because I already feel the tears coming in before I even walk into the space. I'm like, I'm gonna lose this bet. So I'm up at the front. Everybody's coming in, and I already have tears coming down my face before Janine even comes in.
No.
And so Janine walks up, and as she gets closer, I see her look at me, and she just has this big stupid grin on her face. And when she gets to the front, she goes, "I won." And then just I was like,
So
Before
adorable.
Janine even entered, he was like, it was like, you know when you see just like the puddle by the underlids,
Yeah.
and you see it
Yeah.
like shaking because they're trying so hard, hold it back.
That's so cute.
And
I wasn't
one of
trying
the-
to hold it back. I was just like, "Ugh."
And one of the groomsmen and I, Brandon, I can mute that out if you want, but
No, you can-
we just looked at each other like he lost.
And Brandon came to me after. He was like, we were rooting for you. Like that's Tyra Banks me. We were all rooting for you.
But Dar-
But okay, so there was a bet, but what did you actually lose? Like bragging rights, or
His
was
dignity.
I lost. No, I
his
lost
dignity.
money. I lost money.
there? Okay,
We,
$50
we, bet,
right?
we bet $50. Yeah.
What's funny though is the night
basically did it
before.
on you.
Digressing back to the rehearsal dinner, the night before is when the maid of honor, I believe was, not the matron, the maid, right, of honor gave the speech. I get it.
The maid of
confused.
honor. Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know what the difference is, but But,
the maid of honor is the person of the highest honor, but the matron is the one that's married.
oh,
She's married already, so she's supposed to act as like the not mentor, but guide for the bride.
the hen mother, the dead
Yeah.
mother. Yeah. Anyway, so when her maid of honor is giving the speech, Janine starts losing it. Janine was hysterical, and she's standing here. She's like 2'3", and Darius is like 6'1", and he's behind her, like say the mic is her, and she's bawling, legitimately just emotional, and he just like.
I did, and then like in mid cry, she's like, "It doesn't." She's like, "This doesn't count."
But he didn't look like a loving husband. He was just like.
Uh-huh.
But then he lost the bet. So shows you.
I shouldn't have done that.
But anyway, one of the best parts was Darius's dance with his mother, because they did all the Carltons that there are. Did
my
it,
God.
did it,
Yeah.
and then they did
We did the Apache, yeah. Yeah.
It was
Oh yeah.
brilliant, and it was
I
some
love that one.
great music was chosen. Aside from the DJ, every time someone gave a speech, he did, and it was like, all right. But the music was great. I Shazammed a lot of shit.
Oh,
And
did you?
downloaded. Yeah, oh yeah. I was like, oh, I can finally find out what song this
Shazam.
is. What? Shazam? Whatever it is. Anyway, and I mean, I
that
thought,
tells you what the songs are.
yeah. So I said, yeah, Shazam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Said that.
But you said she's
Yeah. Damn. Anyway, so it was a good time. Darius, did you have a good time? Did you enjoy your own wedding?
Oh, I had a phenomenal time. Even though I spent most of it taking pictures like people do. I don't think I ate any of the food. I had like 3
Really?
bites of food. That's pretty much it.
What?
Yeah, but like after we got back to the hotel, like I ate a full plate because I was like, I need to eat something.
Mark was
You paid
disappointed in
for
me.
it?
He was
I-
like, he was waiting for me. He was one of the groomsmen, the other plus size one, and he was just like, when are we going back up? Because it was like buffet style. He's like, I'm waiting, and I was full very quickly. And he went back, and he comes back. He's like, disappoint me.
What did you enjoy? Did you enjoy the food though?
your usual.
Yeah. I mean, I don't eat a lot of the stuff that was there, just like
Okay,
like
okay.
because I'm just a picky bastard, but like the food that was there, like I ate a healthy portion
Okay.
of what was there. So I didn't drink any alcohol because I was just sweating my balls off because there was very little AC in the place, and I sweat like a
Oh, I was
cop in a donut factory, and it was
I
like
was okay, but I can
yeah.
understand.
But I'm me. I'm just out of shape and fat and disgusting. So, but I didn't have any alcohol. 'Cause I had like
all that's true, but like if you're hot, like a cold one kind of makes it better. Like I'm sweating
not
to
with the
death right
headache.
now. This helps.
That's
That helps my headaches too.
X, you're welcome to come over. I have my AC running 24/7.
Bless you. I will consider going all the way to Manhattan.
Hattie.
So anyway,
that will entertain you.
that was Darius's wedding.
Lead with that, definitely.